Right then, everyone, we've got a bit of a special edition interview today. Now, a couple of weeks back, ready for the King's coronation, we ran a bit of a competition to crown our monarch for Perfect Draft, and I am very, very happy to introduce to you, over here on my screen, it's Paul Tame, and he is the King of Perfect Draft after that competition. And I'm gonna let you introduce yourself properly in a second, Paul, but there's something I want to do first, which is press a little button here, and the world can see that we are shouting "All Hail King Paul." Go ahead, mate. Introduce yourself.
Right. What can I say? The competition was great. Obviously, thanks for that. The prize is absolutely excellent. I didn't think I'd win for anything, but I did but try.
There you go.
Every day when the kegs were turning up, the wife was getting kind of... But yeah, no, it was great to win. A lot of you know me from social media in a way. Obviously, a lot of people that will watch this video are already. And yeah, it's been absolutely great. I'm looking forward to, obviously, doing the Camden tour.
Yeah.
As well.
We managed to get down on the Camden tour a couple of weeks back as the Perfect Draft team, and it was fantastic. Like, the team down there are amazing. The brewery's incredible. Like, the tap room is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So it's a really nice environment because you're in the Arches. So it's like, it's just so authentic and brilliant. And honestly, you and Michelle will have a great time there. I can't wait for you guys to send some pictures and get them on Perfect Draft Keg Tips as well of your tour, and enjoying that bar tab as well that we've got you for the tap.
Yeah, I know. Michelle said that won't last long. Yeah, that's true. He said it's London prices. You always moan about London prices. I said I won't be moaning that day. Don't worry.
not when we're picking up the tab. But honestly, mate, no, congratulations to you. And you mentioned there a lot of people who will be watching this video will know you from various social media outlets. But I think the one that the majority of people recognise you from is Perfect Draft Keg Tips, the Facebook group where a lot of our community, a lot of our community,
excellent group. And one thing, if anyone watches and they want to watch your updates, Perfect Draft Keg Tips is the best group for that.
There you go. Get yourself over to Facebook. That's a tip from the King himself. Get yourself over to Facebook. Perfect Draft Keg Tips. I pop in there very often. Give a lot of updates in there. So yeah, if you're watching, get yourself in. That's it. And also as well. So we'll touch on this a little bit later as well, Paul, because we'll talk about the channel. But yourself, you and Michelle have your own YouTube channel where you are very much rating beers, and it goes by the name of Rate My Beer. Am I correct?
Yeah. We changed the name about a year ago because I kept forgetting it and no one could find it. And so then I just put in Rate My Beer and it said I could have that name. And I thought, wow, even I can remember that. So yeah, we do obviously mainly beers, obviously mainly Perfect Draft beers, but we do some different things and we interact a lot. We do a lot of lives and that, which is always good, you know. The difference is with us, with YouTube and that, you'll sometimes get, if it's related to Michelle, you'll get both of us answering it as well.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It's good to interact.
And we'll definitely we'll stick a link in the comments and description down below as well to the channel, because it is a great channel, and Paul and Michelle do some fantastic videos, you know, taste testing, live tastings, and interact with their community, which is fantastic. And like Paul said, there's a load of Perfect Draft content on there. So if there's a keg that you're looking at trying, you want to know what it's all about, these two, honestly, they know. They speak a lot better about beer than I do as well, which it puts me to shame.
Sometimes.
It puts me to shame. So anyway, Paul, let's kick off and let's find out a little bit more about you. And really, what I think the community should know is, how did you start with Perfect Draft, and what got you on board with us?
Right. Yeah, I had to think about that. The first time I saw was an Instagram. Obviously, before you were Perfect Draft, when you were Beer Hawk, I remember seeing an Instagram advert, or it was something on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I clicked through, and I thought, oh, draft beer at home. You know, this is unreal. I was like, okay, and that was, I think it was as long as 9 years ago now.
Wow.
Because I remember there only used to be like 5 or 7 kegs.
Yeah.
I also remember you didn't return your kegs at that point.
No.
Because I remember much later on, when the keg returns came in, I was like, oh my God, all them kegs I chucked away. Because we had them piled high in the garden, but they kept getting knocked over.
Yeah.
So you used to get rid of them. And I remember, like, literally the first keg I ever had, and my first favourite keg, which is really mad now when you think back, was Left Ruby.
Oh yeah, it's a cracking beer. To be fair, it's been a while since I've had a Left Ruby, but I do love
Yeah,
it.
I find it too sweet now, but things change, don't they? But that was our absolute favourite keg. It was like, but that was
I love that because I think so. My first keg on Perfect Draft was Hertog Jan, and I still think that's up there as one of the better ones. Like in terms of one of my favourite beers, because I always have memories of the first time when I joined the business was Dan, pour yourself a pint. I said, bloody hell, this is amazing. So I went and poured myself a cheeky pint of Hertog Jan, and I was like, wow, this is a game changer, and I still love it to this day. I still think
yeah,
it
very,
holds
it's
proper.
not my favourite, I must admit. I'm more of a Hasselroder and Beck's. I've got right into Beck's again.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I
And
mean, to
Beck's
be
takes
fair,
me back to like many years ago when I was younger, in the little bottles. Obviously, the bottles are not so good now in the UK, but the last keg of Beck's we had was absolutely fantastic. We're going to do Beck's against Hasselroder at
oh,
some point because
nice one.
I'm
Call the
quite
German Giant.
undecided there.
Yeah, I like
But
that. What so then go on then. I think the people who are watching from Perfect Draft Keg Tips and other people who follow you on social media, it's probably a daft question to actually ask you this. But what is your favourite keg now and why is it Francis Canna Royal?
right. I'll tell you a little story about Royal. I don't think I've ever told you this. I think Conrad would know, but what it was, I always used to order like Franz kind of. By that time, I'd got really into Frankie, and that, and I looked at Royal a couple of times, and I thought, I wonder what that is and everything. I didn't know, too much about it. Obviously, I weren't in any Facebook groups at that point, and I remember it was on a short date, and I thought, I could have three of them rather than three of them, and I'm quids in here. Of course, I brought three Royals, which was the first ever time, rather than the standard Frankie. And I remember loading it up, and like obviously it got down to 3 degrees when we had the Phillips ones. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is not my Frankie. When I'm drinking the first pint, and I'm thinking, oh no, she's going to go mad. I've got 3 kicks of this. I'll have to keep quiet. And I'm drinking away the pint, and then something just clicked. Really wasn't keen, and then something I was just like, wow.
And
And
I
then
think
I can remember we didn't obviously have the bar or anything then, and there was the Perfect Draft was in the garage because we used to
yeah,
have it in the garage so that we didn't like get carried away bringing it every time we brought it in the house. It always got messy, didn't it? So it was in the garage. Now I came back up from the garage and Michelle said, "What was that beer like?" I said, "It's unreal. It's like I don't believe this." And she was like, "Oh, thank God you like it." And I was like, "You got to come down and try it." And then of course we're both standing outside thinking, and it just started from there. It was like, wow, it's just, I mean, it's Fran's kind, obviously, but there's just something more. I don't know what it is that
so
gets me that.
I always describe it as like a vice beer turned up to 11. It's like they've got it and they've just amped everything up. And I just like for me, it's just it's one of those my favourite times of year because it's a seasonal release. So we only get it, once. Like we get one of those in a year, one of those deliveries in a year, and it's one of those
Yeah,
times where I'm like, one, I know the community are going to absolutely love it, people like yourself, but also for me, it means I can stock up on a few kegs as well because I absolutely adore it. It's one of those beers that it's kind of got a mythical following in the community, and the thing is, sometimes you think, oh, it's all lip service, and I just completely disagree on this one because I absolutely adore it. It's
yeah,
that
I agree.
it's that
Well, obviously, we all named it. I mean, we all named it the King, didn't we, in Perfect Draft Keg Tips? Because,
that's it.
you know, in a lot of our opinion, it is the King. I
And I
mean, it's
think
good when new people come on board and they say, what's this like? And you're like, wait till you try it.
yeah,
I mean,
and
we do
that's it.
need a. Now, hopefully, it's coming again soon. I wouldn't expect it to be just yet, obviously, but
So we don't have exact dates, but as it's a seasonal release, it's going to be towards that back end of the year when we're getting it in. But hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll start to get some more concrete dates, and I'll let the community know 100% when it's coming back in. I don't have a direct date now, but
no,
as
that's
and when I do,
understandable.
as and when I
Yeah.
do,
I've only
I'll
got 3 kegs left this time.
oh, he's going to have to ration. You're going to have to ration them.
I'm not putting them in.
Go on then. So, if you could add one beer, dream beer, it doesn't matter where it's from, what it is. If you could add one beer to Perfect Draft, what would it be?
There's quite a few. Obviously, I scream out, and I've got to say this on the behalf of everyone that will watch it that knows me a lot. Obviously, as you know, I do your head in a lot, going on about another week beer.
Yeah.
I don't mean to. There was always saying, Conrad did say, "Oh, leave it to me, leave it with me." But I understand that sales are important. I mean, when you talk of a wheat beer, if you pulled off something like Blue Moon, everyone knows that name.
Yeah.
Everyone would love that on draft.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
popular drink, in my opinion, and I've got the bottle. And my last one,
The amount of times I've spoken to you personally about Francis kind of Keller beer, it'd be mad if I didn't shout about it to the team. So don't you worry. As soon as I'll be off this call, I'll be upstairs in the office chatting to him even further about that, because I know you've been raving on about that beer for so long.
Well, honestly, if you watch when I put a post up ever on social media, it's gaining quite a big following already.
Yeah,
which is good enough. I mean, Michelle rated that 10 out of 10. It's her absolute dream. When we go to Munich, you go to some Franzkeiner, in the main bit. Michelle takes that on draft over all the other ones.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I'll take the King in a bottle.
Of course you do. Every day of the week. That is, like I said, it's still even asking you what your favourite beer is.
But that would be, I think, if you think, I mean, you've got the others, for argument's sake, they don't have anything like that. No one does.
Yeah.
So you used to be able to get them in 5-litre kegs, not obviously that one, but different ones. So you'd be entering different ground. It's a different option. It's unfiltered, it's unpasteurised, and it's a cracker.
Yeah, I do love a Keller beer. So time I've spent in Munich, drinking Keller beers over there, and honestly, it really is. It just, for me, it's that turning it up to 11 flavour profile, and just makes it that little bit more exciting, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you tell the team, they get the Keller beer on board, I guarantee them it'll sell out. Because the last thing I do, I did it with a King.
I'm speaking to the King right here, and I'm going to show this to the team. They'll be watching it as well. So listen to the King. He's wanting Francis kind of Keller beer. Let's see what we can do to make it happen, mate. Let's see.
Yeah, no, brilliant, mate. Excellent.
One thing you did there, you showed that bottle off, but you also showed a glass. Now, one thing that you see a lot with the community as well is that right glassware. But also as well, I'm looking behind you now, and I'm looking at what you've got set up here. So you've got the font there, you've got your pro over your shoulder as well. Your home bar is unbelievable. So if you could, can we have a quick look around your bar? Because I really want to see.
Hold on. So, it's not right. So here is the main bar. You can see that?
Brilliant. Look at it.
That used to be just a garden bar.
Yeah.
My friend Martin did for me. My friend Martin's an absolute legend. I drive him mad, but I have the ideas, but he has to implement them, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it used to just be a bar, and then I kept getting wet when I was getting drunk.
Yeah.
So then we built this bit over here. Well, more so he built it. And then the doors, you see the doors there, they open completely in the summer.
Yeah.
So that's a whole open bar. Then my dogs, because it was like a micro bar, if that makes sense, when we covered it up. But then my dogs got lonely, so we built the first extension, which is called the Corona bar. Because as you know, I get a lot of stick for it, but I'm a huge Corona fan.
Brilliant.
So yeah, obviously the perfect drafts are now here, 3 of them. But yeah, then this bit goes through here, and this is where the dogs sit. But then you've got this little second bar here. Can you see that on the camera yet?
Yep.
See, so this is like, I say, this is parts like the Corona in.
I love it.
And another Franzkeiner.
Another font there as well. Yeah, brilliant. That's ace. This is
and then obviously there's all different bar things here.
Yeah.
And then you come down here. So
is this the third extension? Sorry, this is another extension that you popped on.
That's it, and this was the final extension because my dogs won't have enough on the garden if I go any further with it. But yeah, no, Martin done me proud, with all this bit.
Oh man, shout out to Martin who's helped sort this out because he's done an unbelievable job. Oh, here we go. I think this is the resistance, this mate. Let's have a look at this. Oh, Francis kind of glasses for days. That is brilliant. That is absolutely fantastic. There must be some limited edition glasses there.
Well, funny enough, there's one of them here is in your museum, in the museum part in Bev. It's from 1974, that one. So yeah, I do like to collect in the glasses and that. But as I say, and then down here is just the 2 old machines because I can't part with them because we've been through a lot together.
I love it. Part
they're just ornaments now. They're just, you never know.
with your Francis kind of with a royal wrap on there as well. I like it.
Yeah, that was it.
You got your keg storage down the back end as well. It's looking
Yeah,
great. It's
there's your kegs there. And then, obviously, as you know, I'm a huge Robbie Williams fan. I'm not going to lie. Meeting Robbie in Vegas there.
Brilliant.
Poor Robbie. And see, my son was only 12 and he done Vegas.
Brilliant.
But yeah,
I've been myself 5 times. Love the place.
A few glasses in there. Just, yeah, quite a few in there. But yeah, so basically, that's your bar area. There's a retro gaming machine there.
Oh, look at that. We've got one in our in the Perfect Draft bar as well. We've got a gaming machine as well. So, and we've also got a pool table, which a couple of the lads, they're actually jumping in now and having a quick game. So we've got a lively bar today.
But yeah, and then the other doors here as well in the summer. I'll show you some pictures next time. They come all the way back there. So the whole thing's like an open bar, if that makes sense.
Well, what we can do, Paul, is as part of being the king, you get a space on our blog for the rest of the year. So one of the things would be ace if you told the story of the bar, a couple of pictures on there as well, and people can have a look and take some inspiration because, like I said, it's fantastic. It's probably, you know, like I'm sat in the Perfect Draft bar here at RH headquarters, and it's putting me to shame. It's fantastic. It's such a quality home bar, mate. You should be dead proud of that. And like you said, for your friend Martin helping you sort that out, shout out to Martin because he's done a cracking job.
Yeah, no, we've done everything so cost effective, you know. Yeah, you could have gone a lot further. Everything we've done as cheap as we possibly could to look as good as we could. So it didn't cost a fortune. I mean, yeah, there's some mad bars, but they've cost like 30 grand, some people's bars.
Oh, that's it. And I think like one of the things I love about the community, and especially over on Perfect Draft Keg Tips, is you see people's home bar spaces where they are going, you know, you do have your people who have spent a lot of money and have gone through and bought the best stuff. And you see, you get inspired by them. But then also in the same breath as well, you see people who've just made a nice little space in their little corner and they've done it on a budget and they've done it by themselves with DIY. And it's really inspirational because at one point, and I'll say this now and I will document the journey. My Pro is sat in my garage at the minute, plugged in, ready to go. But I want to turn that garage into a bit of a Dan cave. Like that's going to be my space and my.
Brilliant! Yeah.
So I'll definitely be looking to you for inspiration as well, Paul.
Yeah, there's loads of them. You'll have to look in pub sheds. That's another group that I'm involved with.
There's loads.
There's some of them where they've done garage conversions. Absolutely fantastic, mate.
Outstanding, aren't they? Absolutely outstanding. So I think for me then, I won't keep you any longer, mate. I've stolen time out of your day, and I've infiltrated your bar as well. But I think for me, last thing is just if you want to tell us all about Rate My Beer, where people can find you, and what kind of stuff you've got planned coming up on your channel as well.
Yeah, right. Rate My Beer. What can we say about Rate My Beer? Rate My Beer. Self-explanatory, that one, isn't it? But yeah, it's a YouTube channel. For years, we used to do mad Facebook reviews. And everyone kept saying, "Oh, you should do YouTube." And I was like, "I can't be doing that, talking to a camera." But then you're talking to a camera on Facebook. But it was different on Facebook because you knew everyone.
Yeah.
You know. And then one day, it's actually 2 years. I don't know when this video will go out, but it's 2 years Saturday since we started YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got a few guests. Yeah, we've got a few guests coming on. A few known faces in the group that are coming on Saturday. And yeah, it's just mad 2 years, really, you know. I mean, for the future of the channel, obviously, we try and do every Perfect Draft keg. Well, we always do them. Obviously, as quick as we can. We've learned, obviously, to have a pint first, to have a think, have a chat. Because we used to go straight in, you know. We used to sort of like, it's the excitement of new keg, isn't it? Which is another thing that makes Perfect Draft, you know, where you're bringing out, talking to new kegs, Dan, with some info here.
Yeah. I mean, when I've jumped on lives and stuff like that, and I say it's my first time drinking it, if I say it's my first time drinking it, I'm not lying. So I'll jump onto our live tasting sometimes without, you know, as my first taste. And I think, like you say, sometimes it does. It's a smart move to take a step back, have that pint before, and think about, okay, these are the flavors that I'm getting. Because sometimes, and I think as well, better words will come to you throughout the day. You guys are great at it, and I think that like that back and forth between you, and the knowledge between you, it comes across on those videos. And I'm telling everyone here as well, like if you get the chance to jump over to YouTube, watch some of the previous stuff that Paul and Michelle have done both live.
Yeah, Michelle's actually, despite the blonde hair, Michelle's actually really intelligent. She actually went to grammar school, I think. And she likes baffling me with words, with things. You know, I don't understand it, and I'm like, Don't do that to me.
She's an absolute legend, is Michelle, and I think as well, like I know we've named you the King, Paul, but definitely the Queen as well, Michelle. It's a double act, you two, especially over on
Yeah,
the.
no, I mean, sometimes I do the odd reviews on my own and that. It's only because I say to her, well, you don't have to do that. Well, go and do it. She's like, yeah, go on, keeps you out of the way for 10 minutes.
That's it, keeps you busy.
Yeah, but no, as I say, but what about new keg stand? Where are we at with it? Because the one thing that, and I'll say to anyone that watches the video, that draws people, well, amongst many things, we could sit here promoting the machine all night. It's self-explanatory, temperature control, and so on. But one thing that draws Perfect Draft to people to Perfect Draft over the others is the amount of new releases. I mean, last year was it 23 new releases?
There was a lot last year, and we've still got a lot in the lineup for this year as well. Like we've got some really good stuff coming. Now, there's been a little bit of a break in those because we're just trying to get the calendar sorted out and getting these new releases like ready to go for people. We've got a couple coming up. So this is recorded on the 25th of May. We've got a couple coming up in the next few weeks. Now, as always, like I say, I don't like to give exact dates, and the reason for that is stuff can happen in between, in deliveries and stuff like that, get stuck in customs and stuff. But yeah, we've got some really, really exciting stuff coming, and like differing, like various styles and flavor profiles and stuff as well. So we've got like a really exciting calendar with some really good summer beers and summer drinks coming up, shall I say?
So they're coming out just at the right time.
Just at the right time. But I'll also as well, I'll give you the summer drinks thing, and I'll leave it there. And that's as much as I can give for now.
All right. Okay. That's good.
But I just want to say, Paul, cheers so much for the time today, mate. Honestly, you are the king. You are the monarch of Perfect Draft. Yourself alongside the Queen, Michelle. I just wanted to say, thanks so much for getting involved in the competition, and congratulations on winning it as well, bud.
Yep. Thank you, mate. Thank you. What can I say? I'm still made up about it. It was a shock. That email was like, oh, I've done it. Funny enough, I was with Martin, and we went to do some maintenance on the bar. And Martin, I was talking about earlier, my carpenter was here, and he said, "Are we doing this?" I was like, "No, I'm having a pint, mate," and that was it.
Brilliant.
So there you go. But no, thanks for your time too, mate. Always good to chat to you.
Brilliant, mate. And that's it. And I think, like, as well, this is something I really want to start doing a little bit more with the community as well, and showcasing people's home bars and their journey with Perfect Draft. So, anyone who's watching this video, get in touch with me. You can drop us a DM on Perfect Draft Keg Tips, and I'll stick some information on how you can get in touch. But we should definitely start doing these more. And I've promised you,
it will happen. A compo for people.
Yeah, that's it.
We
and I'm going to jump over to on one of your lives as well soon. We're going to get that sorted soon. I'm going to come on for a live, and we're going to have a few beers and do a tasting together on Rate My Beer as well.
Yep, excellent, mate. Sounds good.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Paul, I'll let you get back to your day, my friend, and you have a fantastic one. And send my regards to Michelle as well, buddy.
I will, mate.
Bonjour. See you soon.
Bye.